Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to go through and take a look at what is the new best SMG after the massive weapon update. As you guys should know, they basically nerfed every top weapon, including the Milano, the PPSH, the Cold War MP5, the Bullfrog, the LC10, and the MAC-10. All got nerfed. So we're going to take a look at is all of that new data, compare those 6 guns head to head with the Modern Warfare MP7 and the Modern Warfare MP5, 2 guns that are getting touched, to showcase to you guys which is actually the best SMG to use right now in Warzone. If this video helps you out in any way, you do enjoy it, please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, you guys do enjoy the content, please make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below. So the first and foremost thing to go through and take a look at is obviously going to be the best class setup for every single gun. Majority of these guns are going to be built the exact same way. We're going to run the Tiger team with the 50 round mag, Raider stock. You know, they have that same class setup, which you guys will all see on the bottom of the screen. Those specific class setups is obviously what's going to give us their overall range, their accuracy, their mobility, and their overall time to kill. The most important factor, a lot of you guys know, a lot of these guns were nerfed to lower that time to kill. So we're going to take a look at that. But I want to take a look first is the overall recoil, the range, the fire rate, the mobility, all those little kind of stats that kind of matter to kind of help build these guns up and then break down the overall time to kill. So if you guys want to skip ahead to any part of the video, on the bottom of the screen you guys can click ahead, or it's going to be linked in the top of the description for you guys to skip ahead. But alright, so what you guys can see on the screen, we have the ADS speed, the movement speed, the strafe speed, the reload time, the range, and the fire rate of all the guns. This is going to kind of help us determine which is actually the best gun for mobility. So in green is a gun that's good in that category, and red is a gun that's bad in that category. So when you basically go through and look at all of the guns, obviously in the ADS category you have 3 guns that aren't the best: the Milano, the LC10, and the Cold War MP5. The one big negative about the Cold War MP5 is that ADS speed, which is a huge negative about it. Then you have the PPSH, the Bullfrog, and the Modern Warfare MP5 that are excellent. When we take a look at the mobility category as far as movement, being a Modern Warfare weapon, the MP7 is absolutely atrocious. If you try and build the best class setup the way I think it's best, use the tac laser, you get a terrible movement and a terrible strafe speed, which is not the best for the gun. But mobility wise, you guys can see the Cold War MP5, the MAC-10, the Milano, the PPSH, and the Bullfrog all over 100%, which is excellent. When you go take a look at the strafe speed, the MAC-10, the Milano, the PPSH, once again, nearly 80%. So you can almost strafe as fast as you can move with the MAC-10 as you move with the MP7, which makes the gun excellent. The one gun here in the strafe speed category at low end is going to be the Modern Warfare MP5 because it has a Merc foregrip. Go take a look at the reload category. The Bullfrogs on the low end, and the Cold War MP5, once again, a terrible reloading gun. So kind of mobility wise, Cold War MP5 not the best. 2 guns, once again, adding another green to their column, the MAC-10 and the PPSH. Next category is the range category. When you go through and look at their data, kind of what they changed a lot of these guns. Some of them had 3 ranges, some of them had 2. The Bullfrog ended up getting 2 ranges, and then the MAC-10 now has 2 ranges, which was a buff for these guns. So in the range category, the MP7 is obviously not the best. The Cold War MP5 is not the best, which technically the range got buffed, or the time to kill of that range got buffed for the Cold War MP5. And the Modern Warfare MP5, once again, always the worst. The Milano range did get nerfed from 24 to 21, which is like a 15% reduction. And then the PPSH and the LC10 are good in the range category. Next, when you go take a look at that fire to see which are the most forgiving weapons as far as if you miss, the only real gun that doesn't have a good fire here is the Milano. MAC-10 is obviously the fastest shooting gun, and you can miss 100 bullets in a row. You'll still be able to kill that guy. It shoots so fast. The MP7, the new gun we're including in here, is 950. And you will see once again, finishing off all greens, we have the PPSH. So when you go back through, look at everything, the MAC-10 is green in every single category. I mean, it's one of the best. And then the PPSH is also green in every category. I mean, it's one of the best. So mobility-wise, those are the top 2 weapons. Obviously, on the low end, you're going to have that Cold War MP5 and the MP7. But all the other guns are pretty much pretty good. You just have 2 outliers on the low end and 2 outliers on the high end. So want to take a look next is going to be the recoil, to kind of showcase how these new best class setups affect the overall accuracy of these weapons. Alright, so what you guys will be able to see on the screen, we have the recoils of all 8 weapons. As you guys can see on the top, this is tested about 7.5 meters, which to me is a pretty good range. The one discrepancy you will see here is that Modern Warfare MP7 and the Modern Warfare MP5 have absolutely the lowest amount of recoil. As far as the most accurate weapon, the Modern Warfare MP5 is clearly built for hip fire. So if you're ADSing with this gun, you must be under 10 meters in order to hit your shots. So you guys can see definitely the worst recoil pattern. The one gun that ended up getting nerfed here. So the gun on the top is the gun on the left. The gun on the bottom is the gun on the right. You guys can see they're all about equal. This is tested with a foregrip. The Milano they actually nerfed a little bit, which has a little bit more vertical recoil now. I think all these guns are excellent. The only real gun that isn't the best is the Cold MP5 because you guys can see how fast it kicks up. But the MP7, the reason it's included, like I said, it's pretty good across the board at what it does, and accuracy-wise is the most accurate gun out of all of these. They all are excellent. This is probably the first time I'm going to say they're all pretty good in accuracy categories, so I would highly recommend all of them. Like I said, I tested this with a field agent to give us the best discrepancy, but they're all pretty accurate, so I can't really tell you a big difference. So we're going to take a look next is obviously the final most important thing to take a look at is going to be the overall time to kill of these 8 weapons after the nerf. So what you guys can see on the screen here, this is the chart. Obviously having 8 weapons is not the most practical chart, but this is kind of what people are used to looking at. I'm just going to kind of briefly break it down for you guys. The 2 guns you'll see that stand out most. Number 1 is that Modern Warfare MP5. The reason I think this is a top rated weapon is just because it's the fastest killing gun. It absolutely shreds. The Cold MP5 is slightly slower than it, but you guys can see they both drop up there about the middle. And the Cold MP5 drops off way up there. The one reason the MP7 is included on here, as you guys can see from that 11 to 14 meter mark, is actually the fastest killing weapon and the most accurate, which is kind of about equal to that Cold MP5 as far as TTK, and then accuracy obviously crushes it. The 2 guns that stand out to me the most in the time to kill category, you'll see here in the green we have the MAC-10. Anywhere from about 11 meters to 20 meters is going to be the fastest killing gun besides the MP7. And the PPSH is the absolute king here in the time to kill category. You guys can see a little bit less than 600. And then when it drops off is the fastest killing gun above 21 meters. So anywhere from 19 meters plus, the PPSH is going to be the fastest killing SMG, which previously was not. So now I think it took a bit of a rise. That MAC-10 took a rise in the time to kill category. So when I'm going to simplify it for you, I'm going to give you a little bit of an easier chart to read. So this should be a bit easier for you guys to understand. We basically, for SMGs, they're close range only weapons. I have all the guns color coordinated to kind of see where they rank in the time to kill category. So the reason I think the MAC-10 is the best SMG and the PPSH are the best SMGs is, I said they were the 2 best SMGs in the mobility category. They have an okay recoil, but then when you factor that time to kill category, anywhere beyond the 15 meter mark, which is where the MP7 and both MP5s drop off, the MAC-10 is the fastest killing gun. The PPSH is the fastest killing weapon. Then obviously where the MAC-10 drops off, anywhere above 20 meters, PPSH is king. The one standout here you'll see that was a previous decent, pretty good gun. LC-10, anywhere from 0 to 11 meters, slowest killing gun. From 10 to 15, second slowest killing gun. 15 to 20, the third slowest killing gun. And then when it drops off above the 25 meters, once again, the slowest killing gun, the third one. So it's just not as good as it used to be. I think that's one of the guns that dropped out. So you factor in the time to kill category, you factor in those mobility stats. The one thing you want to include next is going to be the headshots, which you guys should be able to see right here. This is the one thing that changed massively for all of these weapons, is how their damage was changed and how their headshots are now affected. The reason the Modern Warfare MP5, in my opinion, is incredible, it's the fastest killing gun up to 10 meters. The Core 5 is the second fastest. With one headshot, these guns will lower. The Bullfrog with one headshot will lower. Even though the LC-10 is the slowest killing gun, it still only requires one headshot. You see the MAC-10, the PPSH might be the fastest killing guns, but not as forgiving with headshots. So when you go back and take a look at these numbers, you now include one headshot. These guns are going to be absolutely dominating in that 10 meter mark. So as far as where I like to rank them, we have the best close range weapons. The Modern Warfare MP5 is in a class of its own. The Colder MP5 can compete. It's an excellent mobility weapon, but I think the Modern Warfare MP5 is just the best close range SMG right now. It definitely overtook the Cold MP5 for me, just because the nerf of the Cold MP5 now kills slower, and it has the same requirement of one headshot to kill just as fast as the Modern MP5. The MP7 is definitely in here still. You guys can see third and then second, but once it drops off, you guys can see it's incredibly slow. I think in the mid-range, the three best guns are going to be the MAC-10, the PPSH, and the Bullfrog. So when you're trying to look at what are the 5 best weapons, with these two guns being the 2 best close range, then these 3 guns, the MAC-10, PPSH, Bullfrog, being the 3 best mid-range, I think those are easily the top 5 best weapons to use. For me personally, I am going to pick the MAC-10 as my personal favorite and what I think is the best SMG. Mobility wise is incredible. The fire rate is in a league of its own. And then TTK wise, anywhere from 10 to 20 meters, it's just going to kill the fastest, which probably majority of your fights are in. And I think it's the best SMG, which previously I thought the Milano was the best and the Cold MP5 was the best. So those two guns dropped out completely. As far as for close range hip fire, if you're trying to get the most amount of kills possible, MP5 is easily in the top 2. The Cold MP5, with it now requiring only one headshot to lower the TTK. And then you guys can see above the 20 meter mark, the Colder MP5 is actually one of the fastest killing weapons. It previously had 3 damage profiles, now only having 2. Above the 20 meter mark, you guys can see the Colder MP5 will actually kill faster than the MAC-10 and the Bullfrog. And then where the LC-10 drops off, the Colder MP5 actually kills faster than the LC-10, the MAC-10, and the Bullfrog, which are all some of the best mid-range guns. So by improving it to have 2 damage profiles, that in my opinion makes it a little bit better. The only real place it doesn't compete is in that mid-range from the 10 to 20 meters, but from 20 meters plus, then from 0 to 10, it's one of the fastest killing guns. So you basically go through and you take a look at everything, as I said. The MAC-10, wherever you are, the MAC-10 is number 1. I think this is the best overall class setup. The field agent grip is definitely 100% needed. Mobility wise, this gun's incredible. There's nothing that can compete with it. And then as far as TTK wise, fire wise, it's in the top tier, easily top 3 fastest killing gun. I have, like I said, the Modern 5. You guys know it's been around for so long. Hip fire machine, guns highly accurate from the hip, and then mobility wise is okay. Obviously, it doesn't compete against those Cold War guns in the mobility category, but decent accuracy, decent hip fire. And then TTK-wise, 1 headshot's all it needs to get less than 500 time to kill, which pretty much no gun can do after the new update. So easy number 2. As far as number 3, I'm going to take the PPSH. As you guys know, I said I don't have all the attachments unlocked, but PPSH is godly mobility. And then anywhere beyond 19 meters is the fastest killing gun. So it's an excellent gun. Decent accuracy, amazing mobility, and then TTK wise is also top 3 with the MAC-10 and Modern 5. So easy my 3rd best weapon. As I said, the Cold War MP5 was improved above the 20 meters, and then under 10 meters was actually kind of nerfed, but they technically nerfed it but also improved it. So if you want this gun to be what it used to be, all you need is 1 headshot. That's all it takes to lower the time to kill back to what it used to be, which is, like I said, anything under 500, it's godly. It just doesn't have the most accurate, and then mobility wise, if you're stacking with an AR, fastest moving gun for sure. So easy top 4. Rounding down number 5, I do think the Bullfrog jumped to the top 5. I think previously I had this ranked either 6th or 7th. Just like the Growl, comes with a 50 round mag, so it's a 6 attachment setup. You get the grip, the Tiger Team, the Raider, the Task Force, and the Agency, which you have to either throw away the Tiger Team, the Raider, or the grip on other guns. But on this gun, you can get all 3 with the barrel and the Agency, which in my opinion is what's going to round it out. The Milano got nerfed extremely hard, nerfing the range and then nerfing the base time to kill, while also having an open bolt delay. This gun just doesn't kill fast at all. If you include like the 1 headshot TTK of all the guns that are in its area, it immediately like jumps into a class of its own in like the worst killing SMG. All the guns around it require 1 headshot, while this requires 3. So TTK wise, then if factoring in potential headshots, it does not compete in the time to kill category. The LC-10 it's highly accurate, still has good range, does require 1 headshot up to 24 meters, which is still what makes it excellent. but mobility wise is not the best. I personally would pick anything over the LC10 that I already said. It's still an excellent weapon, don't get me wrong, but just not a fan of it. MP7's highly accurate, fast killing gun, but mobility is absolutely atrocious. You're going to move slower than your AR if you're running a Krig or a Farah with this exact class setup. So even if you put on the no stock's going to just absolutely tank your recoil. In exchange, get good mobility, which at that point you're better off using a gun that has good mobility. So I just don't think those are three very good guns. I would personally rank the Milano as the 8th worst SMG. I personally would rock the MP7 over the Milano just due to its accuracy. Then the LC10 I'd rock over both those guns because it's better accuracy with better range, then only needs one headshot. So that's pretty much it, rounding out the top 8 best SMGs. Like I said, if you guys did learn anything new, the video does help you out anyway, please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, you're still watching, you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. All the next videos I'm uploading me straight in-depth content like this, breaking down all of the new meta weapons for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see ya.